and office of the spouse of the Prime Cabinet Secretary. Rigathi Gachagua keeps threatening to name officials in Uhuru Kenyatta's government who looted the country. After campaigning on a promise that they would stop the borrowing spree, the Ruto regime is on even a worse borrowing spree. Last Saturday, it was reported that Ruto is seeking 7.6 billion in loans from 76.6 billion in loans from foreign banks. Kenya's public debt hit 9.145 trillion in December, against the allowed limit of 10 trillion shillings, leaving President Ruto's administration with little room to borrow. The shilling is officially exchanging at all-time low of about 127 shillings to the dollar, translating to over 24% depreciation since March 2020. But many banks and foreign exchange bureaus are quoting as high as 137 shillings as the dollar becomes scarce. We do not pay cabinet secretaries or principal secretaries to tell us how bad things are. Kenyans know that already. We do not pay government to tell us where and how things went wrong and who is responsible. We do not pay this administration to supply us with morticians, deniers, and revisionists, which is what we seem to have every day. Honorable Lord, in January.
In January, are we okay? In January, Professor Ndunu warned Kenyans of tough economic times ahead as energy and food costs saw an inflation rages in the fallout from the war in Ukraine. During campaign, Ruto said Ukraine war had no effect on Kenya. On Tuesday, Nation quoted Njuguna Ndunu once again saying, "From all the things we have analyzed, 2023 is not looking good. There are clear signals that is going to be a tough year and that the global economy is one example in terms of where we are going." Ndunu asked Kenyans to brace for a new round of belt tightening as the new Kenya Kwanza administration moves to stabilize its finances. He did not say when. As electricity prices have continued to soar, David Ndii, the chairperson of Ruto's Council of Economic Advisors, turned around and claimed that the Kenya Kwanza regime never promised Kenyans cheap electricity. Yet, we know countries that have cheaper power than Kenya and do not experience outages. Given the foregoing, we wish to be clear as follows. As Kenyans, we pay administrators to solve our problems, not collate and highlight them. Our question to William Ruto, Gachagua, the team at the National Treasury, and the so-called Council of Economic Advisors are as follows. When are things going to get better? When will the shilling stop falling and losing to other currencies? When will the shortage of dollar end? When will the prices of essential commodities come down? I will let my colleague continue from there.
What is the plan? Can the plan be shared with Kenyans? We are concerned that the timelines keep changing. In the beginning, Kenyans were told costs would come down as soon as Ruto put the Bible down. After being sworn in, since putting the Bible down and prices refusing to come down, Kenyans were told fertilizers had been bought, still prices refused to come down. Then we were told Kenya has licensed GMO foods, still prices refused to come down, and the economy refused to pick up. Then we were told to wait for 6 months. Each time the months arrive, the goalpost shifts again. We want answers, and if they do not come in the next few days, we'll have no option but to lead our supporters into these offices for answers. We will follow these officers anywhere